Hello and welcome to Terraria. My name's Todd, also known as Magimic, and this is of course Terraria. Last time we left off completing our granite set. We also picked up a nice cool granite melee weapon, which I think I'm going to try and use this time around. So as you can see, I've switched out my essence for the Barbarian's essence. I did say in some previous episodes that I was going to focus on magic, and I think I will in certain parts focus on magic, but the melee stuff looks cooler and cooler the more I get to see it. So that's a whole thing. I also took the time to, I should throw those away because I don't need them right now. We're going to throw our archery potions back into the chest. I picked up a potion of each type. I've got an iron skin, or at least all of the vanilla potions. I've got an iron skin. I've got a regeneration, I've got swiftness, summoning, endurance, thorns, and wrath, which you can all buy from the brewer. I've also got the pad thai and my apple pies. I'm going to throw down some campfires when we get to the granite biome, and then I'm going to summon the granite boss and hopefully be able to defeat them. We're going to hope. Oh, I almost forgot the summoning table. I should make sure to use that as well. Oh, and I might also be able to buy... I remember that there was somebody who sold some cool stuff for... what was it? Fighting like bosses. I'm trying to remember who that was though. It wasn't the Confused Zombie. I don't think. Was it this guy? The arena shop. Yes, this is the guy. So this guy sells just a whole bunch of stuff for making an arena. And we want a sharpening stone. Could also buy a heart lantern and a star in a bottle. Don't think we're going to do that right now. I think what we've got is good. We're just going to get buffed up and we're going to try our best here. Let's put the sharpening stone over here. Sharpened our weapons, and now we've got more armor penetration, and we've got an increase of our max number of minions. So I did state it previously, this armor is great for defense. It is very, very high in defense, but as a downside, it reduces your movement speed by quite a good amount. Now, this can be counteracted thanks to our Shield of Cthulhu, and because our armor makes us immune to lava, our Shield of Cthulhu doesn't have to be swapped out for lava waders. So you've still got tons of damage reduction and damage overall. Things of that nature. Oh, and we can also become a bat. I forgot about that. Our good old little bat friend that we got from our trip to another dimension. He's quite quick, he is. It's quite an interesting little transformation to become a bat, but I quite like it. It's quite handy, I think. Oh, don't fall into the water there. That's we're of course using that as our effective mount for this period of time. It does, I think, override the minuses of the granite armor set, so our movement speed isn't slowed down, but I'm not positive on that. Being immune to knockback from enemies, the armor set gives us, is somewhat useful and somewhat not. It's very easy to get yourself just really quickly killed if you stand on top of an enemy, so we're going to try to make sure that we avoid that. Oh, here's our elevator down. Alright, heading down. Go straight to the granite biome that we found. So for going, if we fail our boss here, which I'm hoping we don't, we will immediately start searching hell for hellstone and gathering that up because of our granite armor. Not planning on it, but it's always good to have a backup plan in the event that plans fail. We definitely won't be heading for the marble or the champion or the berry champion right away because he's very difficult overall. And where's our list here? Salamander's trying to get at us. So the ones that would be good would be the Slime God actually before the Berry Champion, but I don't know about that. The Slime God's quite tough as well. All these bosses are going to be relatively difficult though, thanks to being on expert mode. So we're going to just try our best. Alright, so that should space it out pretty good. We're going to activate it, buff up. We're going to even use our pie right away. Oh, and we also need to summon our summons. We are taking him down relatively quickly, but he is doing doing a good number of damage. Well, sort of. I think we're going to handle him. That is, unless his expert mode is just ridiculous. So this is, of course, the Granite Energy Storm. He's got a shield somewhat similar to a Legend of Zelda boss. You kill the shield, you can damage him easier. His shield does drop little hearts, so that's good to have. We're doing enough damage to really take down his shield pretty quick. We're also getting him quite good with that, our summons here. And our health regen is actually keeping up pretty good, thanks to the fact that we got reduced damage on so many things. But we're kinda getting outweighted here. I want to make sure that we don't take too much damage from the shield pit. This is a thorium boss, not a calamity boss, so he might be a little bit less difficult than say for instance a slime god. Calamity bosses tend to be just ridiculously hard. Let's switch over to arrows. I do like this boomerang because of how much damage it does, but it feels really, really slow. Feels slow. Maybe it actually isn't, I don't know. I feel like I can do a lot more damage with the arrows, so they're much more targeted. And we've also got our Vampire Scepter, which will get us a lot of health back. Well, an okay amount of health back. Let's throw up our rain staffs, and I also forgot to throw down our little turret. So missing with this boomerang of ours is definitely very detrimental. Oh, we're taking a lot of damage there. He's really shooting us quite a lot here. So I'm trying to avoid those shots as much as I can. Come on. Come on. We can get him. Let's eat a pie. Come on, we can get this guy. Yeah, we got him. And that was the Granite Energy Storm. He was a tough one. He almost took us down, but we managed to get him in the end. So, successful day. That is another tick off the list there. Fantastic. So, what did he drop? A boulder staff, or boulder probe staff. Knockback. It's a summon. Does it do more damage? It doesn't do more damage than the summon we currently have. Oh, I remember this summon. So this is kind of like a turret summon, similar to our flame burst stuff. Notice you can only have one, of course, because you can only have one turret summon, and it kind of shoots where you point. That's actually kind of good. And we also got a, while equipped, energy will slowly seep out and attack nearby enemies, so an warding Eye of the Storm. Well, we can try it out for a moment, I guess. Replace Cthulhu? Sure. So it shoots out energy, huh? It doesn't seem massively useful, but it doesn't seem terrible either, I guess. How much does it do? How much damage does it do, that is? An okay amount. I think we'll use it for now. Might decide to change that depending, because we're going into hell now. Wow, that turret, the shooty gun there lasts a good amount of time. Let's see, is there anything else that we got? Nope, doesn't look like it. Well, that was the Grand Energy Storm. I think he does drop some other stuff, but I don't know what it is at this very moment. We'll use what we got here. Let's go down into hell and we'll start getting some hellstones so we can build some hellstone stuff. As I stated, we are immune to intense heat, so lava literally does not matter to us. You can just swim in it all day long. Our only major goal is to avoid demons and make sure that we don't summon the Wall of Flesh early. So we're not going to want to go left then, because that voodoo demon is literally pretty much in the lava right now. Want to avoid him like the plague. Alright. wish I had a topic to talk about this time around, but I really don't. Last time I really talked about the events that can happen around Diablo Immortal and all that stuff, and this time around I just really didn't have a whole lot to go off of. Wasn't really thinking about talking too much, was thinking I was mostly going to be fighting the boss and talking about strategies to use, but hey, it actually went a whole lot better than I was expecting because of it being a thorium boss, and also just having the correct preparedness for that situation. It was quite nice to get him down on the first try. It was very rewarding and satisfying feeling. Okay, so we're just going to gather up some hellstone. We're going to need lots and lots of hellstone, from what I remember. There's lots of different things we can make with it. The major thing being hellstone bars, which will allow us to craft all the cool hellstone stuff. We will probably be going back into the dungeon again eventually here. Do I want to make the slime god stuff? Is it better? It is better. Okay, so the slime god stuff is better than the molten stuff. So I might try to tackle the slime god before we tackle the wall of flesh and maybe even the buried champion. The slime god stuff is pretty good. I don't remember what its effect is, but that's okay. Imp staff. Oh, the imp staff. I remember that being a really good item. Hopefully we can get our hands on that soon. Eye of Desolation, huh? Things that I'm sure are very good, but I don't think I'll be able to get them right away. Inferno staff. Let's see, Silver Fang. Right click to summon a short-lived Molten Protector. Silver's Fang. That sounds pretty cool. We might pick that up. Thor's Hammer. This is a really great item that we're definitely going to try and get right away. Thor's Hammer. Because that will do a lot of damage. Fire Greatsword will also be something great to pick up because we can make... what is it? A Terrablade? Or no, it's a Knight's Edge. That's what it is. Terrablade is hard mode, isn't it? I'm just talking about items that you can get in the later parts of the game, mostly the combined sword items. There's lots and lots of those thanks to the Calamity mod. Okay, so we're going to need lots and lots of hellstone. Let's see. Of all the stuff we can get with hellstone, how much is it per bar? So it's 3 hellstone and a bunch of obsidian per bar. So even with 90, we'd only get about 30 bars. Oh boy, that's gonna be a lot of bars we're gonna need. So we're gonna be here for a little bit. Is that a shadow chest right away? It is. Oh my god. I went the other way for so long in that episode, and shadow chest was right on the other side. That feels kinda sucky, but that's how it goes sometimes. I was gonna try to avoid those, but I sucked at that horribly. Forceful Dark Lance. Attack's pretty quick, has a good range. It does a little bit, it does the same amount of damage. It's a little bit slower though. Alright, we'll keep the granite one for the moment. Pick up that shadow chest. Gonna try our best to avoid summoning the wall of flesh again. If we do summon him early, we will just kill ourselves, just because we want to avoid summoning him. Oh, just barely picked up that voodoo doll. It's so easy to accidentally summon the wall of flesh down here and just get absolutely murdered. Or even purposely murder yourself because you don't want to go into hard mode. Okay, how much should we stop on? Maybe 300? 100 bars of hellstone might be enough. I'm not positive if that's enough, but I think that might be a good place to start at the very least. Bone dragon down here somewhere. Alright, hell serpent, whatever you want to call him. I'm just trying to mine stuff. Get out of here. Why is hell gotta be so inhospitable? Okay, so we're going through, getting more and more. Oh, I gotta actually move forward to get there. Getting more and more stuff as we go along. It is kind of good to just farm in one spot, to collect all of the areas and go underneath. It's kind of safer, at least I've found. Because if you go above, of course, you run the risk of running into a ton of voodoo demons. And yeah, not fun times. Not in my book, anyway. If you were trying to speedrun Terraria, by the way, or trying to get through this as quickly as possible, you probably would want to summon the Wall of Flesh kind of as soon as you're able to. Try and down him, because the second you get into hard mode, stuff becomes easier, I suppose you could say, to find. Because you can immediately start farming things like kobolds and whatnot with the destroying demon altars and getting Bone Hammer. Or Own Hammer, however you want to say it. Alright, we've got 222 currently. Let's see. Alright, so after this I think what we'll do is we'll probably head back over to the dungeon. We'll get some more stuff out of the dungeon. I don't think there's anything else we can really do after that, aside from trying to gear ourselves up for fighting bosses. So the Slime God, of course. Let me think. Is there anyone else we could fight? I don't think so. Slime God is the main next boss that we'll be looking at. But he might actually be a little bit more difficult than the Buried Champion, I'm not sure. Just because of the Thorn and Calamity differences, but I still think the Buried Champion is very difficult in my eyes. He's definitely pretty much the last boss I always tackle before hard mode. Sometimes I even wait for hard mode to tackle him, but I won't be doing that this time just because I want to take things in correct order. Fight all the hard mode bosses, or pre-hard mode bosses, before we get to hard mode. Just because I like doing it that way. Alright, so cleared out pretty much everything we can here. What else do we need to do? Alright, so before we head over to the dungeon, now that I think about it, we should probably search for just a couple more shadow chests to see if we can't find anything else. So we've gotten 300 Hellstone. Hopefully that's enough. That's a pretty sizable amount. Most people don't ever really bother to get that much in one go. So I'm hoping that will do us for the moment. Oh, these little granite projectiles do home, which is kind of nice. Let's see. I can't put on... Let's put this on instead. There we go. Where are my dinosaurs, by the way? Are they still here? Yeah, I still have them somewhere. They're just not coming to me. There we go. Kill my pretties. There we go. I guess we could put on that something instead of the worm scarf, but the worm scarf is keeping us alive down here. So I think we'll avoid putting on anything instead of the worm scarf. Yeah, I like the lava waders just because we're able to walk along the top of the lava. But the Shielded Cthulhu is probably a little bit better for the moment. So let's use that to get it out of here as soon as possible. Not get killed by this bone serpent, hopefully. Okay. So, if we could just find 1 or 2 more shadow chests, that'd be great. Get maybe the magic and maybe the bow out of them. Or whatever ranged weapon they have in them. If they have a ranged weapon in them, I would imagine they would, though. Okay. Let's use our little grappling hook to get across there. Can we become a bat down here? We can. Does lava hurt us? No, lava does not hurt us. So we can become a bat, and lava does not hurt us, thankfully. That's good. Being a bat will actually help us greatly here. So you do retain your defense, I think, by being even while a bat, so you don't like get hit extra hard or anything like that, which is nice. When we go to the dungeon, the other thing we'll be looking for, of course, is a Minotaur skull, so we can make the phylactery, as I stated previously, because having a phylactery is great, especially early on. Okay, well, we didn't find any more shadow chests, at least not on this side. We'll probably search the other side at some point, but not right now. For now, we'll head back, store all the stuff we got, see what we can craft, and go from there. Store all that, store that. We'll store that for the moment. Store those, and those. Don't need those campfires at the moment. I'm not sure which is better, the flame burst or this ruthless boulder probe staff. The boulder probe staff does do more damage, so I guess we'll go with that for the moment. Whoa, what was that? Oh, that was a Harley throwing out his attacks against an enemy there. I was trying to figure out what enemy was making scythes. It's usually scythes are a much higher level enemy that we see only during a certain event. Okay, so alright, I'll switch over to the crafting menu, filter equipment. We should be able to create hellstone stuff. Oh, we need hellstone bars first, of course. Placeables, hellstone bars. We'll craft as many of those as we can, because we don't really have any reason to save obsidian for anything, and we can always get more later on. I forgot I could just hold it. I was just rapidly clicking my heart out there. That was kind of dumb. I could make crimtane bars. Can I make a crimtane upgrade for stuff? I probably can. I'll worry about that some other time. Let's see. Out of the weapons we already have, we should have... Okay, so we've got the Dangerous Blade of Grass, we've got the Light Spane, we've got the Mirror Mossa, so all we need is the Hellstone Sword. And we can then make Knight's Edge, I believe it is. So let's take a look. We need weapons, Fiery Greatsword. Craft that bad boy. And we've got everything we need, so we can go down to the Demon Altar down below. And we'll go craft some cool stuff. Alright, Knight's Edge. There it is. Fantastic melee weapon. I forgot that it was not auto attack. That's kind of annoying. Okay, what can we do at Knight's Edge? So we can make Knight's Edge in a bunch of different ways, and we can make True Knight's Edge later on, which we'll definitely be doing. Knight's Edge will most certainly replace just about everything we've got for basic melee weapons. Can we get a different little suffix for it rather than lazy? It's kind of a shame to have a lazy Knight's Edge. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this bad boy. And that's not what I wanted to do either. Let's select that so we don't make that mistake again. Half tempted to take that off my bars just so I don't stop doing that. Stop teleporting at the end of episodes by mistake. Nimble. Yeah, alright. I don't want to spend a whole lot of gold on it for the moment. If we really have to reforge it later on, we can of course do that, but I guess that'll have to do for the moment. What else can we do? We could do... I thought it was... It's not the Plasma Rod. What was it? It was the Jungle Wrath, which we can then make into a Light's Lament. So we need High Tide. Do we have High Tide? I don't see a High Tide. How do we make a High Tide? Can't make a High Tide. I'm assuming we probably get it in the dungeon. Could make an Inferno Staff, and we'd already have a Dark Wave. How do we not have a High Tide? Huh. Something I thought we had for sure, but I guess we didn't. I don't need our Granite Saber anymore. Could also make Hemorrhage, or Eternal Night. Eternal Night is definitely what we wanted. So we don't have the jungle bow though, do we? Can we make a jungle bow? No. No, we cannot. That is annoying. It would be nice to have these sort of things sorted out ahead of time, but sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. So we got spears. Don't want to make a spear, really. Could make healer staff. Could also make Molten Fury, though. Do we want to make Molten Fury? I mean, it would be beneficial, and it does a whole lot more damage than our current bow. Alright. Let's go with Molten Fury, just because our boomerang isn't really working out super great for what we're doing now. Can't really make boomerang work, although I wish we could. Let's switch back to storage heart. We'll pull out our little trinket here, the warding sniper's essence. Put that back on. So we can go back to bow and arrow. What else? I think that'll do it. At least out of what we've got currently. Can make the demonic pitchfork. True shadow scales. Wow, that does a lot of damage. Could also make Archilus, which then becomes the Ark of the Ancients. Oh man, now we're starting to get into the territory of you can create so many different things. It just kind of becomes overwhelming. Nocturnal would be kind of nice to have. Yo-yos are pretty great overall. So we need Cascade of Valor. Do we have a Valor? We don't have a Valor. Why do we have a Rally? We also need a Amazon. Can we make an Amazon? We can make an Amazon. Malaise, we can make that out of Demonite, I'm pretty sure. Yes. And the only thing we need is a Valor, which I think you can get from the dungeon? Or is that... No, that comes from down below, doesn't it? In Hell. If I'm not misremembering that. Okay, so we got lots of things to look for and work towards. I thought it was the Aqua Scepter which became the... No, that becomes something entirely different. Alright, so we've got to go to the jungle and the dungeon again. Both of those have stuff that we need for crafting some stuff. Let's drop that in there, drop that. What did I just dropped something in here that I probably shouldn't have. No, it was the water rod, that's fine. Or the Aqua Scepter. Baronade. It's much faster than Molten Fury, but it just doesn't do enough damage. We'll keep it just because of the rarity and how good it is. We'll keep the reflector on there just for the moment. Oh, I don't want to put the saber in there or rally. Okay, so now we can create the molten gear. 20, 15, 30, 45. We have literally exactly enough Hellstone bars just to make the molten armor. Would we prefer something else? Could make molten tools, but they aren't necessarily amazing. 100%, 95, 150, 70. That is a lot better of an axe than what we currently got. We can always go get more molten stuff as well. Could also make Silver's Fang. Or the Imp Staff. Now I remember the Imp Staff is very good. I think I'm going to make an Imp Staff. We'll make an Imp Staff. Because the Imp Staff is just really good. And the armor for them from the Slime God is better than the molten armor, so we probably don't even want to use our stuff for that. So, the dinosaurs are great, but it's time to say goodbye. The imps tend to be a little bit better. They fly near you, and they also shoot fireballs. So you don't have to worry about them getting close. They're always pretty much right on top of you. They're great to summon. The prehistoric amber staff will become something later on, though. Cultist essence. Okay, well, we'll save it just because it's done us no wrong. What else can we make? Could make Silver Fang. I don't think it looks all that great, though. It's tempting just because I've never seen it before, but I don't think I'm going to go with it this time around. Meteor Fist. That was something we could have made a long time ago. Could make the Flamerang. Is there any other items we should make with some molten stuff? It doesn't look like it. Okay. We will make the spell, I think, because we do need to make the spell. We've made everything else so far. So we'll make that. That will replace our Vampire Scepter. Well, actually our Vampire Scepter is a little bit better. So we'll hold on to that. Maybe getting rid of that. How does this look? It's kind of slow. That's a cool effect, though. Don't think it replaces anything massive, though. Alright, that'll do. And we'll just throw the rest of that in there. We'll sell these 2 items we've got in my inventory right now, and we'll head off to the dungeon. Just for a little bit. We're going to make one quick foray into the dungeon. Well, we did kind of spend a whole lot of time just there. Yeah, I said we'd go to the dungeon. We'll go to the dungeon for just a little bit. Can't guarantee we'll be there for very long, but that's okay. Just a little bit will do. Yeah, you see the imps are already starting to shoot at things. Very effective, and they do a lot of damage because they hit things, plus they apply burning. And our Molten Fury is not auto attack. It's a shame, a lot of these weapons are really good, like the Nimble Light's Bane, Knight's Edge. I keep saying Light's Edge. Knight's Edge is great. It's a fantastic weapon, but it's not auto attack, so I have to manually click to get it to work. It's quite annoying. That's how it goes sometimes. I just realized, did we ever do the Star Scouter? Star Scouter? So I've got Star Scouter. No, but he's the boss right before the end, huh? I don't think the Star Scouter is actually all that difficult, at least not from experience. I could be wrong on that. We'll eventually have to fight him, but I don't think the Star Scouter is too bad. Boy, these UFO enemies are still hitting really hard though. Let's eat a pie. Gonna have to buy more pie here soon. Okay, so we're gonna do a mad dash into the dungeon, and we're going to probably get ourselves killed at some point, but that's okay. Our main focus is to find a Minotaur skull and whatever that magic staff was, the High Tide, I think it was, from the dungeon. Maybe some other weapons. A handgun would be kind of nice to make the Phoenix Magnum, or the Phoenix handgun. Thanks to Infinity, we can also create infinite bullet pouches, aside from just arrows and flares. I should pull out my flare gun again and start using that more often. It would be nice to have infinite light source. It's just kind of annoying to carry around. Hey, it's our Skeletron arena. Fantastic. So let's go down. And hopefully not die super quick. At least not before we can find something good. With our upgraded defense here, we should be a little bit more ready for dealing with whatever the dungeon can throw at us. Bone Reaper? I don't need it for the healer class stuff. Stated previously, that stuff's mostly useless if you're not in a group. Let's use some of this. Get some health back here. Oh. Get stuck on that thing. Get us a little bit of health back anyway. Not a massive amount. Love to see that freaking Minotaur here. Even though he's a tough nut to crack, he'd still definitely be worth it to kill. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Meant to check my map. I've already explored. Yeah, we explored most of these areas. There is a golden chest up there we haven't seen. Oh, and that's a Minotaur. If that Minotaur comes over here, we can hit him. Do him in. Do these explode a little bit? I think the Molten Fury arrows might explode a little bit. That's kind of nice. Okay, so we'll snipe him through this little door that he can't seem to get through. It's a little bit cheap, but that's okay. Awesome, Minotaur skill. Just what we needed. It's nice when things work out like they're supposed to. What was in here? A bunch of paintings and stuff? Yeah, I guess we could take it all. Had a bunch of books in there too, huh? That's where we dumped a bunch of stuff, obviously. We'll take all that back with us. Making a full circle of what I'm sure we thought we'd do previously. Doesn't appear to be anything down here, but I would like to deal with these guys. Make sure that they don't cause me any problems later on. Going through. Let's try not to die to the spikes. Very easy to do in a dungeon, though. Tally counter. Got lots of different items for making a cell phone. I don't know if we have enough, though. I'd be very surprised if we did have enough to make the cell phone already. It's a very endgame item. Need things like a megaphone. Need things like a megaphone and other items which are much harder to find unless you're near the end of the game. Okay, so we got Broken Blue Moon. Can't even become anything. Tally counter, ancient shiv. Knight's stabber. Don't underestimate. What does it say? Don't underestimate the power of stabby knives. Enemies release homing dark energy on death. Does a lot of damage, but it just doesn't really seem like my sort of thing. Like a little bit longer range. More of a spear or something of that nature kind of guy. Spears or yo-yos or all that sort of stuff I feel are a little bit better. Come on, let me go. Those guys with the balls, the ball and chains, when they drop those are super annoying. They really slow you down, don't they? It's already bad enough, our movement speed is already so slow. Thanks to the granite armor, that just kind of compounds the problem. There is a golden chest below us. Do we have a key? I don't think we picked up a key, have we? Let's not get killed by the Dark Fairy there. Alright. Dark Fairies. I don't know if it's actually called a Dark Fairy, but I think in like Legend of Zelda they call them Dark Fairies, or they're like fairies corrupted or something like that. Maybe it's that you can turn them into fairies. I don't remember. It's something like that. Alright, what can we get rid of? I don't need that helmet. I definitely don't need 2 of these shivs. Kill those guys. Try to progress out of here without getting murdered by the blazing wheel, is what it actually is called. Alright. Going through. Another summoning table over here, but I don't think we need it. Another chest that it looks like we opened at one point. We'll take all that stuff, throw away the helmet. Again, we don't need it. Another chest that we opened, but didn't take from. Shadow key, we don't need multiple shadow keys. Even though it seems like we forget them quite often, we definitely don't need multiple of them. Ooh, a bone wand. Now that might actually be useful. So what do we want to throw away in its place? I remember this is just like a cosmetic thing, that dark steel helmet. Mostly useless. Jelly, do we need that? Probably not. Ball and chain, I feel like we had one of these already. Defense increased, equipable, yeah, it's pointless anyway. Always want to have at least one slot in our inventory in case we find anything good. Okay, we're getting down to the lava layer now. Got lots of explored territory. I've passed up, oh, ping. So we are in new territory now, which is good. What was that guy that just ran through there? Was that just an angry bones? Yeah, looks like it was just an angry bones. Don't need these throwing knives. Let's pick all this stuff up. Deal with them. Sorted. Love to figure out where or what we're missing in particular. What else can we get rid of this shell? Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need the stone block. I don't need the recall potion. Nope. Got hit by the skull there, so I can't attack. Let's jump up here. Kill that cursed skull. Oh, so we found another biome chest, which is kind of good in its own way. But of course we can't open it yet. That's the hallowed chest. We'll pick up this dirt trap. Open this chest. What did we get? Oh, we finally got our handgun. Or a handgun. Don't need those. Throw them away. Pick up the midnight oil. Pick up this chest. And I think we're gonna get out of here. Spent enough time down here. We've got a couple good things. We'll probably have to come back eventually for some other stuff. Dungeon is always a place you come back to a lot. We'll make some cool stuff next time. Getting Phoenix Blasters, Phylactery, and all that stuff. But until then, goodbye.